You know, I forgot something. I get to do things like that. Always a lot of fun. And here we are. Hey everybody, I am Super Back. Welcome to my channel. Best thing about a Game Boy or GBA is that they still work today, provided you never did anything to test if you can break it. True, that is true. In fact, that's today's subject, video game memory lane. We're going to talk about the Game Boy, the thing that literally changed the world. And man, I tell you, I bought one the year it came out, and I didn't mean to jump right into the subject, but it came up, so hey. I bought it the year it came out. I was about to be a junior in high school, and man, it literally changed gaming, changed the world, and brought to light a very important game that we still play to this day, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Happy Saturday, and yeah, I'm actually feeling pretty good. London last night did some walking today. We walked around the block, and she's coming along brilliantly, and we're starting to see major possibilities all of a sudden, and that's fantastic. So I've been keeping tabs on how London Lass is doing. There you go. And well, like I said, I want to thank one of my recent followers here. Who is this? I'll come down here for just a second here. Songbox, I want to thank you for following me. You followed me about 8 days ago. And I always thank anyone who follows me. I said, thank you for the follow. And she said, of course, I saw you on YouTube. And I love classic games. She's playing the remix of Faxanadu, which is a great game. And I was just so stunned by that. I said, wow, somebody actually found me on YouTube as opposed to here. So, hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Dynasty Queen 93, for following me as well. Did that yesterday. Thank you very much. Appreciate it muchly. Okay, so today's subject for Video Game Memory Lane is the Game Boy. The Game Boy itself. And, you know, in the old days, portable video gaming has been around years before even the Game Boy. And various, companies, whether it be like mechanical or even digital, whether it be from Tomy, Coleco, they made video games that you can play on your tabletop, you play in your hands. Even Nintendo back in the early 80s had the thing called the Game & Watch. And that was an amazing piece of technology. It was 2 screens with LCD characters and such like that. And the gentleman who came up with that was Gunpei Yokoi, and he literally set a path for Nintendo to be played at home. And of course, things kind of went tumultuous with the video game industry back in the early mid 80s, and well, a lot of reinvention. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. But first, we got some ads to play. Because, it's that thing. It's that time of the day. And, well, gotta make a few bucks here. So, let's go ahead and go over to the screen that says paused. Looks something like that. And we're going to run about 2 minutes worth of ads. Enjoy. Then we'll be right back and we're going to play some Game Boy games that changed the world. Don't you go away. I still have my original Game Boy. And like I said, I've never traded in anything. And I talk with gamers my age regularly now, since I've been doing this. Talking about, yesteryear games. I hear a lot of regret for people who traded in their stuff. Yeah, I got rid of all my Nintendo games. Yeah, I got rid of all my Sega games. And that really didn't start around until mid-90s. Trade-ins, and there was a company out there called Funkoland that did a lot of that. And it kind of became the business model of how this all works. In fact, so much that a company called Babbage's, well, the parent company was called NeoStar back in the day, and a company out there called Babbage's and the Electronics Boutique were rivals back in those days. Babbage's was affiliated also with Software Etc. And NeoStar got sued by Funkoland for literally stealing their trade-in model. Prices were, the games, the selling prices, they mirrored each other perfectly. And that got settled. And funny, when you stare down all those years of all this happening, it literally became all one company anyway. I forgot to turn on the timer. We've got about 33 seconds left. And it's funny. It really is. How all that competition wind up being now collaboration, and that's just them left now, isn't it? GameStop is it. They're the last one. I worked for them for a long time, so I had a lot of fun. Didn't like the politics that much. I had a lot of fun. 3, 2, 1. Anyway, we're back. Yay! All right. Got another set of 2 minutes. Be able to use in the next hour. So yeah, we were talking about trading in games and all that kind of stuff. That a lot of people lost a lot of good stuff, and Game Boy was certainly no exception. Excuse me. And of course, that's one thing I loved about the Game Boy. Or I should say Nintendo. Nintendo did this more than anything. Where's my face? There it is. It does more than anything. They were able to sell the same damn thing over and over again. And take, for example, the Game Boy. All right, let's go over to the Game Boy screen right now. Head over to generic. Bam. All right. Oh, it's playing Tetris right now. We had a game already loaded. How about that? There it is. This is the original Game Boy. It came out in the summer of 1989. And like I said, I was about to become a junior in high school, and this thing came out and literally took off like a jackrabbit. Now, there were other handheld consoles around that same time. There was the Sega Game Gear, the Atari Lynx, and even the TurboGrafx Express. But this is the one that caught on. And it was this one here was the least powerful one. It had no backlight screen. It had no color. It was all, different shades of gray. And it was basically a scaled-down Nintendo entertainment system. But it outsold. It was the cheapest one, too. And it came with a little itty-bitty game that we just saw pop on the screen just a few seconds ago called Tetris. And that game seized the world. And other games were launched with it as well, like Super Mario Land, which was also a huge, huge seller. And this thing sold tens of millions of itself over the years. And the thing, Nintendo, they say this and it's okay, we can't just rest with this. What else can we do with it? And then they made different colored versions of this thing. They made a transparent one, which I also have. And then they started fooling around with the design. They made a Game Boy Light, which was a backlit screen. Before that, they had a Game Boy Pocket, a smaller version of the Game Boy. Why? Don't know. It sold like hotcakes. And over again, of course, they came up with a Game Boy Color, a Super Game Boy for your Super Nintendo, and on and on and on. And Nintendo has the uncanny ability to just sell and you just can't have that one. Oh, I see, there's a blue one now. I want to grab that one. We already have the gray one. So, and those were arguments that I would hear in the store. And as being on the other side of the counter, watching this unfold was absolutely amazing. That Game Boys and they had a lot of great games for this. They sold like crazy. Toys R Us, just went nuts with them. My store, the Electronics Boutique back in the day, went nuts with them. It was incredible. So, anyway, we're going to take a look at some of the games that made this whole thing possible. We're also going to talk about the rich history of this particular device as well. And it is referred to as a console. It's a handheld console. Why? Because it has interchangeable media. Now, when this thing was first developed by Gunpei Yokoi and Satoru Okada, they fought back and forth. They were the director of Nintendo RD&I. Gunpei was the director and Satoru was the assistant director. And having created the Game & Watch, he just wanted to build a bigger and better Game & Watch. And the other one said, no, let's make it like a portable Nintendo. And it was literally like the Reese's peanut butter debate, where you got chocolate in my peanut butter in my chocolate. And finally, they hammered out a solution. And Gunpei was finally said, fine, you win. And lo and behold, he came up with the Game Boy. And when you consider that it's just, what do you do? So they went with this, they ran some games with it, and it took off. It did very well in Japan, and they simply had to launch it over here. And boy, now this is the same guy, sadly, who also came up with the Virtual Boy. He developed some games as well. He did Kid Icarus, he did Metroid. But this gentleman here also came up with, unfortunately, the Virtual Boy. And over the years, Nintendo's like, no, we didn't fire him for that. But he sadly lost his life in 1997 in a car accident. So remember all that. Reading that in the newspaper, like a little odd tidbit, almost trivial, but for those in the gaming industry, it was quite huge. All right, so let's take a look at the game that we're going to be playing today. Released as far as right now, we got Tetris. Now, Tetris has been around a lot longer than 1989. It was developed in 1984. And, of course, this was the introduction of this game to us here in North America, per se. And there was a big squabble over this game. I mentioned this before in other streams. Atari had made an arcade game of this. It was called Tetris, of course. And, well, they also made a home version of it for the Nintendo Entertainment System. But the problem was that they didn't secure the rights fast enough. Nintendo got the rights for this, obviously. And, well, a big brouhaha came out, and Nintendo sued Atari over copyright infringement and won. Now, if you happen to have one of those black cartridges that says Tetris, hold on to it, because they were no longer allowed to be sold. They had to be destroyed. And sadly, stores indeed complied with that order. But a few personnel, management people and all that kind of stuff, they said, you know what, it's not in inventory anymore, I'm taking it home. Now, I actually had at least 2 of those that I know of that I remember traded in my store back in the early 2000s. And I was just stunned. Wow, you realize what this is, right? And the guy said, yeah, I know, but I have no need for it anymore. Dude, there's eBay. There's frickin' eBay. I can't say that now, can I? That's how you lose your job. So, yeah, I wound up buying that. I ran it through the store, and that's how I got mine. Anyway, let's go ahead and play this game, shall we? I'm going to unmute the Game Boy, and since this thing actually has its own music, I'm going to let the music run until the music here starts playing. Okay, so let's go ahead and put on Game Boy's Tetris. This was the packed-in game. Naturally, for a while, it was a one-for-one game because it came with the thing. But some other games did very well as well. We're going to take a look at those. Indeed. Okay. 1 player. And there you get to choose your music. All right, let me see here. I'm going to turn that up just a skosh. Now you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, this is not the same music I remember from the NES? That's right, because remember, it's not the NES. Okay, we're going to play game type A. Now the music type... Oops. Okay, it's not going to really... Oh well. This is the music we're playing with now. As I hit start. Instead of select. This is lullaby music, damn it. Semi-whimsical, certainly. Oh, I won't get one of those. There. And the thing is that this game was it wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy either. And everyone and their mom, and I literally would say that because even my mom would play this game. And note my Game Boy sometimes would disappear. Oh, I hate when I get one of these. Right, it just puts you right there. Screw you. I've already ruined this line, so... About time! Okay, I can't take this music. Hang on. I can't take the music. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Of course, it's off. That's the music I want. And level 0, here we go. Much better. But this helped launch the Game Boy very successfully. And literally, as the other handheld consoles I just mentioned were far superior, with color graphics. Damn it. I've already screwed up, but that's alright. It's me playing. It's okay. Remember, they were color handhelds, backlit screen, but they went through batteries like crazy. And the one thing Game Boy did not do was that. It was not a battery killer, per se. Although it did try sometimes. Oh, goody. Look what I did. Okay, we'll just do the best we can. There you go. Yeah. Now, puzzle games were like, this was like the fascination. The action wasn't like, shooting things or beating up things or whatever. This was just simply a puzzle game. And it caught the world by storm. And it's amazing, I'm trying to remember the guy who actually came up with this. He worked for Microsoft after he left the Soviet Union. He didn't make any money off of this. As it is. That's not how it works. That's communism in its pure form. The USSR got all the money from this. But, nevertheless, still gets his due. Okay. We're going to have some bad lines here. And I don't care. Of course, you send me a block. Now, this is arguably one of the best puzzle games, and this game still is made to this day. Amazingly. And right there. About time to give me a straight line. Just have to do it that way. Okay, looks like we finally got a 3. And the beauty of this game, again, it's not the easiest game in the world, it's not the hardest game in the world. It's a game just literally observance, where can you sit things without screwing up too badly. Like I said, if I can get my mom to play this game. Oh, hey, Macy. Didn't realize you wanted to be in the show. There. I'm really not liking the formation of this right now. Ah! Yeah, well, I got rid of 2. Oh, now it comes. Wasn't paying attention. That's all right. Now, by this time, as far from my personal perspective, excuse me, my dad hated video games in general. I mean, absolute vitriol. And well, it was easy to see because it preoccupied most of my time, where I was actually grounded for them on more than one occasion. Simply because, affect my school grades and all that kind of stuff. And I, being, how old I am now, stop throwing me all these damn squares. I can see that. Now, handheld gaming has evolved so much. Now, everyone, a lot of people have smartphones. Screw this. There you go. Everyone has smartphones and tablets and everything like that. Game developers, indie developers, and all that kind of neat stuff. It's so easy to get a game out now versus back in this day. Back in this day, you had to actually make cartridges in advance. You had to actually pre-plan a number. And of course, it go into production. They get made into chips, soldered onto boards and everything like that. Put in a plastic cartridge, get some labels out there. You got to get some box art so people can actually see the stupid thing on a store shelf. And a lot of planning went involved. Hardly today. And considering, games themselves, they cost maybe $20 to $30 depending on the game. The system, I believe, Game Boy was either 100 or 150 back in the day. And yeah, amazing movement it had. And play Game B. Please try again. Fine. Oh, yeah, that's right. Letters? Ah, there you go. Up and down. Okay. Oh, and if you had the earphones in, the Game Boy was actually in stereo, which is another big advancement. Something that we easily take for granted now. P.E.K.K.A. Okay. I was going to play game, but you have to reset the game. That's right. We will do that. We will do that. Okay, we're going to play B-Type this time. And as for the music... No. Yeah, I like that. Now here you have to have objectives. Here the objective is 25 lines. Now other puzzle games that come along from different manufacturers. Sega, of course, had a great puzzle game called Columns. And Atari, well, while they lost Tetris... Well, they lost Tetris. They made a great game on their own called Clax. That's nice. Anyway, before we were interrupted, what we were saying. Tetris had a game called Clax. To have them in was a lot of fun. And other games came along, like Puzzle Bobble, which is based off the Bubble Bobble series from Taito. Of course, earlier on, there was a different time puzzle game called Kicks that was made by Taito. I've showcased that game a couple times. And this is nothing new. Again, this is the puzzle game has been around for a long, long time. But this is the one that literally got everyone's attention. Got parents playing this, children playing this. Any age demographic played this game. And Nintendo, you know, literally made a mint off this. See why Atari really wanted to get this game in their wares because, well, they weren't doing too well. Stop giving me tease. Is it giving me tease? Why? Finally. And with these simple objectives, making lines, you can see it can be a little frustrating. Especially when they give you crap blocks that you don't want. Lord. Yeah, put that there. Let's just go ahead and sacrifice those lines. Yeah, we have to do that. Sacrifice a couple more lines. I'm just trying to create lines, damn it. Care about anything else. 14 lines is all I want. Okay, that's good. Knock that number down a bit. Yeah. Still give me those. Still give me those. And those. Stop already. Let's bring it down to 9. Now we can bring it down to 8. Only those towers on the side aren't so tall anymore. Thank God. Of course, you give me that one. I will say this, and you'll have to forgive me on this, because I, lose my train of thought here. One of my biggest things, one of the things I can't really do too well is watch other people play puzzle games, because I see avenues of opportunity that they don't take, like, and I kind of like, play the game right, and I'm one to criticize. Isn't that right, Macy? All right. One more line, just one more stupid line is all I need. We'll move on to the next game. Gosh, we're already 26 minutes in. Holy stuff. Okay, one more stupid ass line. Settle for this line. Maybe. Of course it'd be. One more stupid line. Yeah, I got 2. One more necessary. Okay. Let's see. I had no Tetrises, I believe. A few doubles, a lot of singles. Yep, no Tetris. And of course, you get points for dropping, extra points, as opposed to just letting it sit on its own. And look at that. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Welcome aboard. Not too bad. Not too shabby. All right, so I get to throw my Hancock into this thing. Okay. And just let you continue on and on over and over again until you turn off the stupid thing. And that's how this game generally works. And yeah, it's pretty fun actually. So this is what you got with your Game Boy back in 1989. Of course, other games would come through on this as well. Been here from the start when you're talking history of GBA. Game Boy, yes. Yeah, that's the thing. Game Boy started getting more and more advanced over time as well. And it is absolutely amazing that they made a color version, they made a super version, which was not as good as the color version, but that was for your Super Nintendo. And then they, made the Game Boy Advance, which originally could take the old set of Game Boy games, and they stopped doing that after a while. Of course, the DS came along, you could take the Game Boy Advance games, and they stopped doing that after a while. And of course, leads up to where we are present day, the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch, they just discontinued the DS just recently, because why? When you can take around your system now, run around with it wherever you want to, and then put it in your docking base that's connected to your television, so you can actually play that. Yeah, it's an all-in-one thing. Nintendo has once again, well, they've sold the thing over and over again with maybe a new nuance, new update, new whatever. But it all traces back to this, the Game Boy. All right, new game. Let's see what we got here. We're going to play some Super Mario Land. Now, this was the other game. I actually played this game quite a bit because it was there, and I loved it. Make sure that it actually loads up. It did. Wow, something's actually working right today. Thursday's OBS was just so bad that was actually interfering with my camera capture. I'm like, no. But, yep, now this game here, it's similar, of course, to Super Mario Bros., not from the same developer, but, of course, recognizable enough where, oh, it's Super Mario. Yes, it is. And, of course, Mario will get his more distinguished looks in the game Super Mario 2 for the United States that we'd all know and love, and, of course, Super Mario 3, Super Mario Bros. 3 kind of was the final shape, if you will. All right, so optic of the game is very much the same. You collect coins, excuse me, and you want to beat the baddies and get to the end. And there's some little twists and wrinkles and all that kind of stuff in this particular version. Example, yeah, you don't want to stay around that turtle. And it was a nice game, like I said. Game launched with the console. Let's go ahead and turn down my music. And let's go ahead and start the game, shall we? With Super Mario Land. And you know what? It's probably a good idea if I actually unmuted the thing too. Wouldn't that be neat? Let's try this again. And the thing about the objects there, like the mushroom and all that, they don't ride along the bottom, much like they do in the big game. They actually just fall right off the screen. Again, little odd little twists and wrinkles versus the game that we all know and love. It's not gonna even bother them. Can I go down that one? No. Oh, that was great. That's great. There we go. And again, this is portable gaming. You take this anywhere you want to. And when I was doing my traveling throughout the eastern seaboard of the United States, I had my Game Boy with me. Got my mom playing it. There you go. From time to time, she loved Tetris. And that was the beauty of this thing. Take it wherever you go. It took ordinary batteries. You just buy the games. Remember, the Sphinxes there actually would fire stuff at you after a certain point. Oh, I do have that. Well, hey. There you go. That's what I want. And you can go down here. Nah. There you go. Remember, they're not fireballs. They're just balls. Okay, and... Yeah. Oh, didn't jump. Okay. Try it again. Reason why you want to go up to the top one here, because you get a little bit of a bonus here. As opposed to the bottom. Yeah, so I get... And go! I get 2 extra lives. Yeah! And you're going to need them. I've discovered a long time ago that if games start giving you lives freely, there's a reason for it. You're going to need them. I love that sound. Yeah. So those are... Okay. So those are bombs. You do want to get rid of them. Where's the mushrooms? I play a little methodical. I will never do a speed run. This is the reason why. I'm quite methodical. There you go. Okay, this looks weird. Yeah, well, this is 1989 Super Mario Land. Launch title for the Game Boy. Did very well, admittedly. There you go. And as charming as this game's look, it was not an easy game. Get an extra life that way. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that one down there at bottom. Leave me alone. I've got my extra life, got more extra lives. 6 now. Those will fall as soon as you land on them. There you go. Let's see how many extra lives or whatever I can get now. After I get my bonus score. Yes! 3 bonus lives. Oh, man. That should bring back a lot of... I haven't played this game in forever. I've got a lot of memories, though. And unlike the other games... Okay, there it goes. Quite diverse. Or as background steps like that. Nice. Little things like that, too, which were annoying. Okay. Hit the damn thing. Hit it. Hit it. There you go. And unlike the regular game, they don't just simply stop coming, you know, popping up and down. And that one did not fall, surprisingly. Okay, that's good. I can't. That's. I'm about to say. I can't just throw another one because this one's still on screen. Because it will do that. Okay, and up. Ah, nice try. Try to hurt me like that. son of a bitch. Hopefully I will get a... Nope, no mushroom. Ah! Forgot all about this. I even mentioned damn sphinxes. Shame on me. Of course. Oh, I should... Yeah. Alright, try it again. Nice try. See? Can't give me the second time. There you go. That's how you get out. And off we go. Okay, I got my ball back. Any other fun things in here? No. Okay, want to not land on those at all. Oops. Good shot. Look at that. Perfect. All right, and go. Never liked you anyway. Still don't like you. Okay, I see we're up against a bad guy. Good job. All right, we did it. Didn't do it. No power-ups. What? What? Ah. Try it again. I didn't land on his head. There you go. Here come the fireballs. Remember I said that it's going to give you a bunch of lives all of a sudden? Here you go. Okay. Now the idea is to get past him. You see he has a couple of techniques there. He'll shoot fireballs at you at low and high. Oh, I thought I could clear him. He had to run underneath him. I feel so terrible right now. There you go. It only took 5 lives. Because I'm a supreme gamer. And there she is. There's the princess. Thank you, Mario. Oh, Daisy. Hey, you're not Daisy. All right. I got 1 extra life back. I'll take it. Love the skeleton fish there. You know, it's funny, playing this game, I forget that it's in black and white. This is the way the mind tricks you sometimes. Alright. Of course, if I were big O Mario with Mario's ball, that sounds wrong, I could get all those coins up there, but that's okay. Good job. Yes. And there. Still don't have a ball, though. Of course. Good job. That's how you do it. Okay. Oh. Okay, I see a problem there. Okay, where was I? Oh. Well, at least I got a lot of coins out of this one. Now, if I can actually, like, land on stuff this time? Boy, damn. Son of a bitch. They have good aim, too. It makes it even worse. Ah. Try it again. Okay, up. And whoop. Oh. Really? Yep, that's it. Okay. Ta-da! No bonus other than what the time was. Because I did not get upstairs, I managed downstairs. Okay. That was close. Aha! Close enough. And for a handheld game, I mean, they've made some amazing games. Metroid 2, the second Metroid, was a Game Boy game. It had its own Zelda as well. Can I? Oh, don't even start that stuff. Alright, up here. Aha.
Goody! A challenge!
Strax!
This is going to be fun.
I hope so. Hey, Strax! Welcome aboard! Thanks for the raid. How y'all doing? I'm Super Pack Jr., retro streamer, gamer, and everything. How you doing, Strax? What game were you playing? That was close. How's it going? Hey, Raiders, how y'all doing today? Happy Saturday to you. Yeen, hey, how you doing? Yeah, of course. Tabletop Cinema. Love that screen name. Okay, I know there's one up here somewhere. Otherwise, I'm trapped here forever. Won't that be fun? Okay. There it is. I wonder where the hell it was. And you know what? Screw that. Hey, hey, Tabletop. Glad you're all here. We're talking about the Game Boy today. The 1989 Wonder of Sensation. It came out and pretty much changed the world's perspective. Oh, I gotta do all that, huh? Okay. Yeah. Well, so much for that. And, of course, it came out with the game Tetris here in North America. And we're playing Super Mario Land. And I forgot how fun and quirky this stupid game was. And, albeit there were other handheld things of the time, like the Sega Game Gear and the Atari Lynx, this was the one that actually took off like a rocket. I do have firepower. Excellent. And yet it was the weakest system of the bunch, but it had the games. It had the Nintendo Star Power as well. I think Nintendo had killer apps. Thank you. Thank you for the dun-dun-dun. Hey, Ben. Oh! I didn't see that coming. I hate water. Yeah. Well, this one was actually pretty interesting because you are in a sort of submarine with actual firepower. This is kind of like a side-scrolling shooter all of a sudden. And of course, with the ever-charming Nintendo music. I used to love shooter games like this. Oh my goodness! Oh, you have to shoot these. Well, that's great. I get stuck. Are you kidding me? Thank you for the level up there, Yeen. Okay, avoid the octopuses. Got it. Okay. Get through. There you go. Oh, seahorse, you can... So, when this thing came out, I was, about what? 16? Oh, and that's charming. Mario and coins. Got an extra life again. Stay away from me. Octopussy, I don't like you. Okay. And you kind of really get into this game here. That's what I love about this game. Okay. And now I got to get in here by shooting these blocks and hitting this old plunger. Yeah! I did it! And I have 13... Oh, no. That's 13 coins. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. 5 bonus thingies. And here comes Daisy! It's Daisy! We're reunited one more time! Thank you, Mario! Oh, Daisy! Oh, no. Stupid octopus. Oh, the romance is so gone now. I always thought you were too clingy. Okay, come on. And ha! Boo! Now I got 1 life. Stupid ladder. That looks like we're on Easter Island. What the hell is this? Okay. And can we go down that one? Of course not. I need something that makes me bigger. And none of you had it. Ah! Oh, you got those there. There you are. Gonna grab some food? Absolutely. Thanks for stopping by. See you in a little bit. Go eat up. I've never killed. Seriously? And we got totem poles that can fly. Just stay away from me. I'm not big. Really? You're just gonna do that? Damn. All right. Good job. Seriously? How the hell I do that? Okay. Oh, there's a question mark up there. Oh, there was a question mark up there. Oh. Into a multiple box. Okay. Works for me. No control over jump. What time is it? Okay, well, we're almost the first hour already. We still got more games to play. We've got more things to talk about. This fine here handheld system. Today's subject is Game Boy. Now, I don't know if you actually had a Game Boy back in the day, if you were too young enough. But I imagine you probably had something of the Game Boy. Really? 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 And just think, you know, going back to, as I said before, the Nintendo Switch, which is pretty much the current version of the Game Boy. Game Boy Advance for, yeah, Game Boy Advance for a lot of people too, yeah. Okay. Okay. Here comes a little trick. There you go. Perfect. Oh. Bullet Bill would be there. Of course he would. Yeah, I did. I just did that, didn't I? Boy, that's great. I have to do all that again. All right. The Game Boy Advance was absolutely wonderful. Love that thing. And again, you know, Game Boy Advance was an interesting little thing there too, because they actually had a classic NES series for it. And they just resold all their games again, including Super Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, and a few others. Just so they could resell the game. This is before the e-store. Nice. Hey, Bill, I don't like you. And take me up. Thank you. Thank you, sir. You can do stuff like that. What the hell is that? Okay. Really? Where the hell did you come from? Oh. And once again, the totem pole. Yep. And yep. Yep. And once again, totem pole. And just go back and forth. There you go. Get the hell away from me. I'm not freaking bombs. Anyway. We'll wrap up this game here with this last life. I think there's two of them. Two of them. Can you get up here? You can't. Oh, good. Bye. Like I said, this is the reason why I will never do a speed run. A, I suck at it. Wish you can get rid of the bad guy there. Of course. What's in collision? Nice. Ah, too bad. All right. That's it. This game sold like hotcakes. This was one of the launch titles for the Game Boy back in 1989. And of course, you got Tetris with it, which we played a little bit earlier. And between the two of those games, the Game Boy just sold literally, I mean, within the first year, it sold over 500,000 units in its opening. So, yeah, this thing is an absolute marvel. And just think, it's just an 8-bit system, 4 shades of gray, interchangeable cartridge. The guy who developed the Game & Watch, that would be Gunpei Yokoi. He's the one who came up ultimately with the Game Boy, and the rest is history. We're going to move on to another game in just a second. But first we've got to run a couple of ads here, because it's that time as we head into the second hour. So hang on for just a second there, folks. I hope you do. Glad you're all here. Thank you for the raid once again. Tabletop Cinema, thank you for following me. Greatly appreciate it. My goodness. You've all made my Saturday so far. I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to run some ads here. About 2 minutes worth. We got to pay some bills. Don't go away. So how you all doing today? Thanks, Strax. Appreciate it. You know how to see and hear the video after when the ads are running. Feel free. We just kind of have an introspective here as we talk. And I was in the video game, I was in the retail business shortly after the Game Boy launched. And I remember seeing some of the stuff that came out for it. And we'll talk about that in detail as we move on to the new game coming up in just a moment. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. I could play a really bad game right now. I was going to show this in London last. That's the thing about Game Boy. It attracted everything. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. right here, I'm in South Florida, and it's 4 minutes to 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Yay! And I've come to the conclusion I hate daylight savings times. It's so unnecessary here in North America. Not in North America, but here in the state of Florida, because we're so far south. Southernmost state in the entire continental United States, and yeah, we just yeah. I hate heat. Welcome back, viewers. Time's up. Alrighty, so one thing I loved about the Game Boy is that they made everything. Nintendo had a history of this. They had that quality of seal, that quality seal of quality, whatever you want to call it. And that was they had to go through a rigorous process in order to make sure that the game was worthy to be on their system. Blah blah blah. It didn't work out that way, obviously, because a lot of crap came out on all their consoles, especially towards the end of their lives. And that's just how it works. Nintendo Wii, I love that thing. Great console, but man, it had some really crap games. Well, Game Boy was no exception. We're going to play one right now because the box intrigued me. It's like, oh, you know what? I want this game. I really want this game. So I got this game. And, yeah. I'm going to reset it real fast. I have it always loaded up. Let's go ahead and reset right here. So Toho, of course, is the license. You probably can guess the game, Godzilla. This is a second-gen game for the Game Boy. And you're probably saying to yourself, wow, Godzilla, now I can be the beast himself. That's right. Oh my goodness, listen to that music. Yeah. Doesn't sound like the familiar Godzilla theme that, that we all know and love, but hey, whatever. I'm thinking, okay, yeah. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, this is rather whimsical. Whimsical Godzilla, of course. Well, we dumb Americans, oh, look at that. And of course, it's going to go through a slideshow of all the kaiju. Batacon. And thinking to myself, why? And this is back before you can actually rent games and stuff like that. Too easily. They didn't really do Game Boy games so much. It was a low-risk purchase, to say the least. I'm thinking, okay, well, the box, Godzilla and this menacing stare and all that kind of stuff. And I'm throwing this game and this is okay. This is rather happy Godzilla. Saying to myself, sure, okay. Hey, at least it has all the kaiju in it, right? And there we go. Of course, we haven't seen Mothra yet. Yep. Mothra's got to be in here. No, not yet. Okay. And I'll say this, as far as Game Boy games, this is like one of the longest attract modes I've seen in a game. Whether it be for a handheld, a console. Yep, there's King Ghidorah. Yep, wait, hey, Godzilla, yep. They made a Godzilla game for the Game Boy back in 1990. Ghidorah. No Mothra? I'm thinking, where's the familiar theme? Where's... Okay, well, maybe it's in the gameplay. We're going to play a new game. You can continue this one, but nope, we're going to play a new game. I'm thinking, what did I just buy? What did I just buy? I'm like, okay, well, I got Sucker Punch in this one. Land on somebody! Oh, gotta be kidding. As long as there are vines there, you can actually, walk on them. Okay, see if I can score some points here. Okay. They just come right out of that hole and... What am I doing here? This is the game. Okay, great. I cleared the board. Now what? Well, more's going to come out. I can't jump. Okay, try again. Continue entire plan. Boy, what choices? Now, how do I get up there? That's the question. And I'm thinking, what is this? You have my attention? Okay. Sorry to hear that. Because I can't get back on the vines. Yeah, it's a puzzle game, yeah. Chibi Godzilla. And this was sold in North America as like, you know, this is going to be your Godzilla game of the future. Okay, so let's see. Let's hit entire plan. Are you kidding me? Cool. All right. Okay, the object is the. I have no idea what the object is, to be honest with you. And look what I've collected over there. Okay, and he's gonna come on down. And he's gonna come on down. He made it over. I wish you could jump. No, you can't jump. I've tried, trust me. Oh, there's Ghidorah. Oh, he's hurting me. Oh, I died. Can't get rid of Ghidorah. Okay. Or Ghidorah. There you go. What am I doing in this game? Okay, obviously you can't kill him. And this, I'm stuck here now. What the hell am I doing? Just putting me out of my misery. Okay. I have to admit, I was a little disappointed with this game. So all the classics were also made at one point too, like Pac-Man had to have its presence on here. Various versions of Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Land, of course, was the biggie. Okay, I just realized I put myself into a bit of a pickle. And just let them come on down. I'll take care of these guys over here. There you go. Perfect. We'll just all dance together. Because once you're over here, you're kind of screwed. Yeah, I know, isn't it? Just a little big. Well, he works out. He just only works out on I don't know where I'm going with that. Yeah. Okay, just one more pixel over and I'm done. I have no more lives. And I still have this thing. It's in one of my Boxo games. And I'll treasure it forever. Because I got suckered into buying a stupid Godzilla game. One day, they'll actually produce a really good one. Alas, not now. No. Why can't you jump? Godzilla jumps, crying out loud. I mean, he did back in the 70s anyway. late 60s and 70s were making Go-Go Godzilla movies. Alright, I think it's time to put this puppy to its rest. Oh, oh, there he is! Yeah, okay. Well, like the pterodactyl and joust, I've run out of time. Damn. Even the game opening music sucks. Yep. Oh, man. I love this stuff. I really, really do. All right, so. Yeah, no, indeed. Yeah, afraid so. All right, we're going to play with our friendly little favorite dinosaur, if you will. Yoshi! But you have to have all the Nintendo mascots in one basket here. Okay, we're going to play A-Type. And let's see, level 1, we're going to speed is low. Background music, we have our choices of that. Or I can fall asleep. Or we can just be happy March. Happy March. Okay, they should come down and connect up. Yep, perfect. And let them drop. Obviously, it's a puzzle game. The object is to match two, so they disappear. You don't want them hitting the top of the screen because, well, you know. Right now, I'm going to get rid of the 2 plants. I can take these. Get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to make a new set there. This was a cute little game. Again, if you want to waste time, there's a way to do it. I'm going to clear the board here in just a second. Of course, Dr. Mario was another very popular one. There you go. Perfect. I made a Yoshi. And there you go. Of course, now we got more things coming down. And we're going to make some matches here. And I got to be a little careful here. Okay, I kind of screwed that up, didn't I? I sure did. Okay. You gotta watch out for that right side all of a sudden. Yoshi! Oh, I could have. Well, you know what? Oopsie! We screwed up. So imagine, like I said, you're traveling around and this is what you have. And you had your own portable game system. And this was one of the world's best-selling, consoles. And it literally is a console because it has multiple changeable medium. So why not? And they actually were producing Game Boy, the original Game Boy, in some form or fashion all the way up until 2003. And they finally discontinued it. But what a run it had. What a run it had. And it had some good games. It had some not so good games, as we just saw. But, yeah, why not? Now, one of my games, of course, is Pac-Man. I have to have a Pac-Man on everything. My daughter has discovered that she's literally running out of things that I don't have Pac-Man of. She even gave me a Pac-Man Tamagotchi years ago. There's a Pac-Man Monopoly board. Of course, the Coleco tabletop, the Ataris all have them and everything like that. They made a new one now. Of course, our 1-Up Arcade also, or Arcade 1-Up, excuse me. Of course, they made a licensed Pac-Man as well. And she's like, what don't you have? Well, one thing I wish I kind of didn't have was this one. Okay. Again, I have to have Pac-Man. That's just me. And I've been long associated with this game since its debut. In fact, that's even my nickname, because my initials are PAC. And so I said, okay, great. I can now walk around and go wherever I want to and play Pac-Man. And then I get this. Okay, so far so good. So far. I'm thinking to myself, what happened to the sounds? The very low-level relaxed siren, which is the noise of the ghost, by the way. Okay, it should follow the basic rules. It kind of did. But that means the ghost should not be able to go up the T's. Nope, they can't. Good. After all, this is Namco. Namco created Pac-Man, so it should play just like Pac-Man. And for the most part, yeah, it did. I just couldn't get over the rotten noise, so I actually played this muted. I see he's already looking towards... They're coming out of the box the wrong way. I'm like, okay, well, that's just a minor thing. Hey, Strax. That's just a minor thing. That's close. Now, considering I actually have one of these in my garage. If you come out left or right. Yep, come out to the right, which is wrong. There you go. Yay! Well, at least I had it, right? And of course, you know, being that it's not in color, can't tell which ghost is which, because each ghost does have a distinctive pattern, if you will. Like the red ghost, for example, that would be Blinky. He directly chases you. The pink ghost, who is Pinky, he literally cuts you off at the path. He'll kind of go around the corner, if you will, and try to trap you with one of the other ghosts. The blue ghost, who is Inky, well, he's bashful in nature. He will come at you, but he'll turn away from you if you directly confront him. And the orange ghost is Pokey. He just kind of hangs around in the quadrant that you're in. And he often is the spoiler because you just kind of get caught up not really realizing that he's there. Now, which ghost is which in this one, I haven't the foggiest. I have no idea. It's just based on their movement, but it's kind of hard to do that here. I already got the Energizer. Okay. Hey, I got my 10,000. But you know, if I could play the Atari 2600 Pac-Man, not complain about it too much, I probably can do that here too. Okay, they just did their full corners. And that's the way this game is. Where's the fourth one? Where are you? All the way the frick up there. Go away, go away. All right. There you go. He was in the tunnel. You son of a... only in this game can you do that. Because you can't see the entire board all at once. Okay. Yeah. That would be Inky. No, excuse me, Blinky. Hey, intermission! Semi-annoying. Now, considering this game debuted in 1980, and literally is the first video game mascot of any kind, they made Pac-Man merchandise galore. Oh, thank God. Of course. There you go. And you had t-shirts, you had hats, you had lunchboxes, trading cards. They actually had trading cards. They had a board game made by Milton Bradley. I can't believe I did that. I actually went through the ghost and went right on back in. Good job, Skip. And of course, like I said, board games. He had a cereal. He had Chef Boyardee pasta. He had a freaking cartoon in the morning, Saturday mornings. Then comes the first home game, and it sucked. Well, it can't be perfect. Considering this was now a 44-year-old game, per se, and you can still find him somewhere. Talks about longevity of the game. often cloned. Stop going too fast. There you go. Yeah, how about them apples, huh? There's an Energizer there, too. Thank God. They go into scatter mode. There they are. Come on my side. Too late. Yep. Perfect. And like I said, I've been playing this game since, well, it debuted here in South Florida in the summer of 1980. One of the arcades just had to have it, of course. And, yeah. Been playing it ever since. One day I'll grow up. I can't guarantee it, but just maybe one day I'll grow up. I mean, I've only orbited the sun now more than 50 times. Don't plan on doing it anytime soon. Now, the only other game that I truly love as much as Pac-Man is Galaga. And I had to have that, too. Because for the longest time in North America, the only system that actually had a Galaga was the Atari 7800. Or you just find the arcade machine, one or the other. I'll say, you took your time in that ghost box, didn't you? Yeah, I fell in that one. Good job, Skip. All right. Second Peach, not too terrible. Could have done better. And that's the extent of the game. You know, you just play a game, you pick it up for a few minutes. It's like break time. That's all you did. And why not? So you had a Game Boy Advance, Strax. What was your favorite game for that particular console? Just out of curiosity. If anyone else has answers, you know, for their favorite Game Boy or Game Boy-esque game, let me know in the comments, in the chat, please. I'm going to play one now. I usually play the role-playing games on the weeknights. I'm not going to play this all the way through because we don't have time for it. But, Pokemon Ruby. Good old Pokemon. So I remember when Pokemon debuted back in '98 down here. And I was working in video game retail at the time. And we get that first phone call. And we got the cards in today. Okay, the cards just got delivered. Pokemon cards. We get to say, thanks for calling Game Shop. What do you want? Yeah, Pokemon cards. Yeah. Oh my God, click. That's what we're in store for. Yay. And that's exactly what we went through all those years. And of course, the game, so like, you know, Pokemon Red and Blue, of course, Yellow and Silver and Off-White and Plaid and Paisley and all them, they all came out. And like, oh my God. And it was an incredible empire of a game. And so when Pokemon Go came out, and I'm thinking, why? And of course, for your smartphone. And yeah, it's for your smartphone, and we have people walking up and down the hallways of our workplace playing Pokemon Go. And, you know, this is like, you know, we do a lot of technical support. And yeah, I got full-blown engineers, you know, tech workers going around up and down with their phone in our hallways, in our lunchroom, in our break room, outside, you know, like what the hell am I looking at? And finally, one of the workers talks to one of the, are you playing Pokemon Go here in the break room? And the guy says, guilty as charged. And the other one says, you're part of the problem. Indeed. Never seen anything like that. These are grown people. I was what, about 45 then? Yeah, okay, so there you go. I was like, no, that's not me. No, not today. I never got into Pokemon. You'll have to forgive me. Like I said, I was on the receiving end of all that. So I normally play the role-playing games on the weeknights, and these are role-playing games that are prior to Final Fantasy VII, because they really didn't get their due, or they didn't get a lot of attention, with exceptions like Zelda. And When you consider there are now 3 Zeldas out there at this time, 2 for the Nintendo, 1 for the Super Nintendo. Well, you had to get 1 for the Game Boy at some point, right? Right? Why not? And I played the hell out of this game. And when you consider you have a 2-inch screen, I'm straining my young eyeballs, but it was worth it. I had to have this game. That and Metroid 2. There you go. I mean, I can't showcase the Game Boy without showing you at least one Zelda game. When we consider the limited output and limited graphics that the Game Boy had, they really did make this game shine. Big time. Okay, player select, that's gonna be me. And we gotta give me a name. And we'll just stick with my old usual moniker of Pack. That's me. Alright. What a relief. I thought you'd never wake up. You were tossing and turning. What? Zelda? No, my name is Marin. You must still be feeling a little woozy. You're on Koholint Island. Okay. Follow the lane south to reach the beach where I found you. Since you washed ashore, lots of nasty monsters have been in the area, so be careful, okay? That means that you brought them here, Link. Well, Pack, you finally snapped out of it. Name's Taryn. Hope you're feeling better. What? How did I know your name? You think it's weird, eh? Well, I saw on the back of this shield. Hey, I got a shield now. You can use it to flip enemies. That's all I can do. I don't have any other thing. Wow, this looks pretty heavy. You won't be able to lift it with just your bare hands. That's what I'm trying to do. So let's see what's out there. Hello, chicken. Get out of my way. Alright, so let's go explore around here real fast. Hey, we got a chomp chomp. Just want to get in. Just want to get in. Yep, thank you. Ho ho ho, it's Bow Wow. My Bow Wow is so proud of his fine fur coat. Yep. Yeah. So you can't lift up pots yet and break them all over the place like you should. Oh, look at that. Makeup, jewels, dresses, I want it all. And some new accessories would be nice. We're gonna ignore the fox because he just needs to be ignored. Okay. Hey man, when you want to save, just push all the buttons at once. Don't ask me what that means. I'm just a kid. You mean like this? All 4 buttons all at once, huh? Okay. Didn't work. Well, it seems that after you save, you will start at the last door you went through. I'm not really sure why that is, because I'm just a kid. Yeah. I'm not gonna save. The properties of warp holes. Read this book. Yeah, let's go ahead and read. There are some warp holes on the Koholint Island. You can warp to and fro using these holes if you just jump into the warp hole. I'm sorry, I actually said yes. I thought you'd be done by now. Okay, stop reading! Jeez! What is this addiction? Like an encyclopedia right in front of me. Okay, what do we got here? Hell Cave, Toronbo Shores. That's where I want to go. Hello, Octorok. I don't think I can do much with him, of course. And there's more Octoroks. Yep. I can kind of interact with them somewhat. Try it again. I don't want to touch those so much. And I can't do anything else there. Okay, let's go on back down. Let's go over here. Stop up. There's my sword. And I got hurt. Of course I did. Well, that's mildly irritating. Okay, going back up here. Can't go much further than that. Beware of sea urchins. Don't touch them with your bare hands. I see that. They're sea urchins, huh? But of course. So it looks like it's made for me to go the long way. I can't even do that. Let's go back into town and talk to some more people. I saw my sword, though. That's a good sign. Ouchie. Maybe I can go up here. More Octoroks. Well, there's a hole. And that was not a good idea. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to die before I even have a chance to do anything. Aha! Go down here. Looks like I need a key or something. Tail keyhole. Okay, well, at least I made it down somewhere. Thank you, cities. Hey, welcome aboard. How you doing? I have one whole heart left. I have half a heart left. Somehow, my shield protected me and facing the wrong direction. Good job. All right. Okay, we're back here again. Can't go down there yet. Let's go down this path. This is where I started. Ah, shop, but I can't get through. All those plants are blocking the area. I heard that you can press select to look at the island map, but I don't understand what that means because I'm just a kid. Okay. Well, there's my map. You can see the map is pretty extensive here, particularly for a Game Boy game. You have to, think about the amount of memory a Game Boy game can have. It wasn't very much. When you're running out of hearts, you better enter a house or cave. Why? I have no idea. They're gonna run with that joke all night. Okay, cool. Can't get in. Continue on this merry little path. Ah, we can go to this shop instead. Okay, so what do I have here? I have no money. Well, I don't have any weapons either, so that's kind of, hard to do that. And can't go in here. Wow, this looks pretty heavy. Yeah, I know. I won't be able to lift it. Just get out of that. Hey, man, when you want to save, just push all the buttons at once. Don't ask me what that means. Okay. East Ukuku Prairie. Farther east, Animal Village. Well, it's blocked right now. Back to the shop. There we are. That's my inventory of absolutely nothing. So we're doing great. Aha! The weather vane. Here sleeps the flying rooster. Grr. Okay. Can't go up there. Go up this way instead. Let's see who we can talk to now. Get some clues on how to play this stupid thing. Yep, those are my boys. I'm Popple. Pleased to meet you. I'm lost in the hills later. I'll be lost in the hills later, so keep a lookout for me here. Wow. Because they all look alike, even I'm sometimes confused. By the way, do you know Yoshi? My baby keeps asking for Yoshi doll, and I don't know what to do about it. Actually, I have to admit, I actually have Yoshi dolls. Because I used to collect all kinds of stuff. Sadly. Don't judge. Okay. Fall down here. We're back there. Continuing further south. There's the house again. Go up here. Hey. How about some fishing, little buddy? I only charge you 10 rupees. Well, we don't have any money. You have to have more passion. Little. Like I said, I used to strain my eyes on this game so much. Mysterious forest. It's a little bit mysterious. I get that. Can't get there though. Because I don't have a sword. I need to get my sword. Okay, I need to get my sword. Gotta find a way to get my sword. So let's go back into this door, because that's the closest one. Okay. Proceed from going up here. Can't fall down the holes, because that'd be bad. You just have to watch our step. Get it. Okay, come on down. Oh, that's right. Wind up to this thing we can't enter. Okay, let's go back up. Cannot fall down the holes. It'd be bad. Watch our step. Pushed in either. We'll just go down. Okay, so far so good. Gotta watch out for the barnacles too. Of course, they're blocking paths. Dead end. There's still my stupid sword. Stop following me. I need to come from the top. Okay. There you go. But we can't. Ah, dumbass. Finally. And there's Mr. Owl. I don't know how many licks. Oh, Hoot Hoot, so you are the lad who owns the sword. Now I understand why the monsters are starting to act so violently. A courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. It's said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north, the mysterious forest. I'll wait for you there, Hoot. Thank you, Mr. Owl. I finally got my effing sword. It must be yours because it has your name engraved on it. There you go. Now the music's turned to something more familiar. Link's Awakening! Yes! What did I just do? Okay. Now, can I do anything to the barnacles? Yeah, I can! And knock them out of their misery. Gotta get some rupees. Or I can get a heart, which is very much necessary, needed. Okay, I have no bombs yet. You're gonna play that kind of shit, huh? There you go. I can now cut through these? I can. Seriously? I can go in here now. Do I have any money? No, I don't. Hello? Welcome to Sale's House of Bananas. I'm Sale. This is my house. Actually, my hobby is collecting rare and unusual canned food. My brother is an artist. Why are you telling me all this? I really don't want to know. I guess strange hobbies run in the family. Okay. Thank you for sharing that with me. I can't even lay in the bed. Okay, a rupee or two would be nice, guys. Yay! Well, I got exactly that. 2. I didn't mean it in the literal sense. Sorry, Dr. Rocks. Perfect. I got 4. I can buy absolutely nothing right now. 5. Finally found one in a bush. Stingy things, aren't you? Can certainly use that. Hey, I got a guardian acorn. It will reduce the damage you take by half. I remember that. Of course, I love the music behind this. This was a rather charming game. They're all back. And they're not yielding anything again. Okay, that was dumb. Okay, Macy. Oh, I could have got one there. But because I have that guarding acorn, I was not hurt. I still have full health. Can't go through those. Go through this? Apparently not. Can't get rid of them, unfortunately. Alright, so let's continue on. Going to the mysterious forest. Barnacles are back. Okay. Money. Yeah, I got 7 rupees now. I don't think that's going to be enough to really do much. But we're on our way. Found my stupid sword. That's always good. Okay. You see there's no more holes. That's okay. We continue on. And now we're back to our normal. Seems that after you save, you will start at the last door you went through. I'm not really sure why that is, because I'm just a kid. Okay, yeah. I think we ran that joke to death already. Oh, we can go to the well now. Well now, we can go to the well now. Hey, look at that. I can get myself a new heart. You've got a piece of a heart. Oh, joy. Okay, we're out the well. Perfect. Got some more money. And got the hearts. Okay. Let's enter the mysterious forest, shall we? There you are, Mr. Owl. So, brave lad, on your quest to wake the dreamer. Welcome to the mysterious wood. Much of mystery you will find on this uncharted Colnet Island. I'm afraid you may find it a trifle difficult to leave the island while the windfish naps. By the by, have you ever visited the Tail Cave, which is just south of the village? Go there with the key you find in this forest. The windfish is watching. Hooped. And old familiar friends. So regarding the chest there. Yeah, gotta get my hammer first out before I do anything there. Okay. Rather stingy. They're not giving anything out. Beware of beware of floors with cracks. A heavy person should not stand on them. Oh joy! You like those? I see we have some batsies in there. Nice. I can't really do anything anyway, so you're back. Hey, I got a guardian acorn! And then we have to go through this whole spiel again. Okay. Oh, put your sword away. Okay, I see a problem with this battle already. There you go. Oh, got hurt, but it didn't hurt! Yay! Yeah. Okay, that's... Am I useless? Anything good around here? Absolutely not. Okay, lots of holes to fall down into. Don't start jumping at me. Reset your position. Ha 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 ha. Alright. Nice, okay. Okay, that was interesting. Moving onwards. Okay. Yeah. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Oh, I got a piece of the Triforce. Piece of power. You can feel the energy flowing through you. Now you're much stronger. Can't do anything with those, though. My sword now... of course. My sword now is much more powerful. And I can actually blast things with just 1 or 2 swipes. Like that. I love this game. I really do. Oh, I don't like those, though. Huh. Crazy Tracy, Mambo's Pond. Okay, can't do anything there. Yeah. Okay. So I must go down. Come on. Bare hands, nothing there. Okay. Aha! We made it. Double toil and trouble. A toadstool mix makes powder for tricks. What about you? Okay. Toadstool mix. We came all the way here for that. That's great. Okay, our sword's back to normal. Ultimately, we want to go there. We're back in the forest. Got my heart back. Can't go there yet. Gotta go down and around. Hey! Stop throwing things at me. Okay. Interesting. Ask Raccoon, my nose is very sensitive to stuff like dust and powder. Okay, that's good to know. Thanks for you for sharing me information I have no desire to learn. As a raccoon, my nose is very sensitive. Okay, I thought you had something else to say. Nope. So let's see, what did I get in my inventory? I just got a number of hearts. Okay. You're going to get lost thanks to me. Huh? You're going to be lost thanks to me. Heh heh. Great. Okay then. Well, there's the mysterious woods, forest, whatever. Let's get a lot of money out of these guys. All right, so where were we? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And you're a lot more powerful with that swing, too. Jesus. Okay, now I gotta be careful. Ah! Hoping I can get a heart somewhere. I kinda need one. Okay, that's exactly what I needed. Can I get another one? I did. I'm not talking to you. Then we'll go up this way. We can't go up that way. So I'm going to get lost thanks to him. Okay, so how do I get around that? Uh-huh. Let's see. Yes! Let's do it! See, that's where I want to go. And yep, I'm going to get lost. Interesting. Okay. I won't be able to lift it, of course. I can't get in there. Maybe there's another thing that we can do. So that raccoon is kind of like our, nope. That raccoon is kind of like our Achilles heel at the moment, where we can't really do much of anything. at this very moment. Hello, you weren't here before. I went to the forest to look for toadstools, but I'd rather sing. Listen to this, must I? It's called The Ballad of the Windfish. Oh, thank God I can leave. Bye! Okay. Oh, I can get to the other shop now. And I got money. Can I get more? Yeah, I'm asking for it. I'm so asking for it. But it wasn't in this game. Ooh. Okay, let's see what I can get here. Okay. I found a secret seashell. If you collect a lot of these, something good is bound to happen. That's good to know. By the way, my sword's still flashing, by the way, so kind of, hey! Okay, yeah, you're attacking me. I deserve it. Trendy game, 1 play for 10 rupees. I shall play. The A and B buttons move the crane, the rest is just timing. Go over to the buttons. Yeah. Okay, took my hard-earned cash. And I got a bomb. Heck yeah. And there it is. My very own bomb. Magic powder. That's a bomb. Bombs look like traditional, you know, bombs. Okay, I got the powder. That's what I needed to get. And I learned my lesson never to beat up the fox. Ah, telephone room. How do I miss this one? Hello? Bling, bling. Hello, it's me. Alria, ask me anything about the island if you get lost. Give me a call, bye. Back, check the chest. Wow, this is a nice chest. Ah, yes. Yahoo, I'm fine, and you? Yahoo? The hell kind of greeting is that? Ah, yes. How to say? Please call outside. It seems that old man Uria is shy in person. That's good. This is a nice chest. I wonder if they all are nice chests. Maybe they have something in them. I'm taking my chances. I only have 5 minutes left. Holy cow. Okay. Well, anyway, got a little lost in this game. I apologize for that. This was one of the big sellers of the Game Boy. And of course, as time moved on, new advancements hit the Game Boy. Some not so much. Oh, I got one of you. Aha! So I got the powder. And we're just gonna have to leave it at that, aren't we? Maybe a little bit more adventuring. Like I said, for the size of this game, and it was pretty impressive how big this game was, considering it's a Game Boy game. And like, Metroid was humongous as well. Castlevania games were pretty darn big. Means you spent a lot of time losing your eyesight. Ultimately. My nose is very sensitive to stuff like dust and powder. Okay, so we gotta get back to the house. Assuming we have time. I don't think we have a whole lot left. Okay. Hey. Perfect. All right. And this was the type of thing that made sales versus the Game Gear and the Atari Lynx, TurboGrafx, Express, and so forth like that, because it had the killer games, it had the killer apps, and that's what Nintendo's known for. And say what you want. We still talk about it to this day. We still play it to this day. Okay, I'm going to stay away from you because you like to hurt me. Especially when I take a swing. Here we are. Okay, I got powder. This is what I think she needed. Double level, troll and trouble, and toadstool mix makes... Okay, I guess I got to... Oh, I have 10 powders. Okay. Not what I thought. I can't get out of there. Can't get out of there. Go this way. Can't do anything else. Okay, well, we give it a shot. Time's about up anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this. I sure did. It's a lot of fun playing these games from yesteryear. It's my chance to get to play them again because I haven't played a lot of these in a long time. And considering, the Nintendo's still out there with their Switch, and considering that they've been doing this for quite some time now. Hey, Shrex. They've been making video games since 1979, going back to the arcade days. So this is nothing new for them. But it is a pleasure to showcase these games and, to talk about the history, what made things the way they are now. And we're going to go ahead and wrap up on there. If you have any questions, when we're playing games, feel free to ask them. If you like what you saw, wouldn't mind giving me a follow. We'd greatly appreciate it. And we went to the wrong screen because I'm stupid. There we go. Here I am. We got 2 minutes left. The timer up there is the maximum amount of time, by the way. It's not the absolute time. But we got 2 minutes there, so let's go ahead and wrap it up here. If you like what you saw, give me a follow. I would greatly appreciate it. If you like my past streams that are no longer here on Twitch, you can find them on YouTube with the link down there. There's an Instagram page. I've collected a lot of video game crap over the last 48 years of gaming, and you can find some of that there as well. Twitter's out there. It's X, I know, but they still use a Twitter domain. It tells you when I'm doing something stupid, this. And, of course, there's Discord, and there's a London Last link down there as well. We're going to continue on with Newtopia 2 TurboGrafx on Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. And, we got some goodies to explore that game because, quite frankly, I'm having a hard time with that boss. And this is not one of those games where you can actually grind. It's a game where you have to get money so you can buy stuff because there's no leveling up, there's no skill up, there's nothing. It's a Zelda clone, much like what we were just playing, except it's harder. And we'll be playing that for Monday night and Thursday night. And then we'll do another video game memory lane on the next Saturday. In the meantime, have yourself a great weekend. Let's see if we can actually raid somebody while we go to the closing credits screen. If you like the art that you see here on the screen, there's Billy Jackson. He has a Twitter page, twitter.com/BillyGraphics. And some jackass did the music. Let's see, who can I raid? I don't do Saturdays too often. Anyone have any suggestions? We'll keep this thing going on. Same category. Okay. Warcraft 3. I'm looking to see who's playing what. Yeah, exactly. I don't do these too often on a Saturday. Somebody's playing a Jack and Daxter game. Thank you. Thank you, Bertha. Fishing Peter Pan. Banjo-Kazooie. Who we raiding? I don't know. I'll tell you what. We'll just stick our finger at the screen and pick one. Someone's playing Silent Hill. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're gonna raid. Who is this person? Luigi GM Live. That's who we're gonna raid. Go ahead and pick that one right now. What's he doing there? All right, here we go. And you all have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. We're gonna raid Luigi GM Live. And why not? Because we can. And we will. And you have a great time, okay? We'll see you all later.